Thanks to leader newspapers. Coming up, all of the finals actions from last weekend and the Division 1 and Division 2 SAS Security Final Series action kicks off this weekend. We've got an under-19 handballs competition, plenty of league promotions. Don't go anywhere for the next 20 minutes. This is SFL TV. Welcome to episode 2 of SFL TV, and it's finals time. Joining me at the desk, as he will be for the rest of the final series, my co-host David Hammers Hampton. Dave, welcome.
Thank you, Wiz. Wonderful to be here, and great to see some super footy on the weekend. And it looks like finals are in the air. The good football's being played, and the weather came out nicely on Saturday, didn't it?
Wasn't it a beautiful day Saturday? We probably should move to that qualifying final straight away. The Division 3 qualifying final. Last week was Carrum-Patterson Lakes 12-16-88, defeated Sandown 8-7-55, and a great win there for the boys from CPL, and they move along their merry way. And joining us at the desk for SFL TV for this week's show is the Carrum-Patterson Lakes coach, Andrew Lucas. Andrew, welcome to the desk as well.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Good to see you, mate, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Well, I know we'll be going through some of the highlights shortly, but I was saying to Wiz earlier, it was great to see the high mark back. We saw Trent Downey take a bit of a hanger there. Joel Dalton took a bit of a hanger as well. It gets the crowd up and about, doesn't it?
It does. I spoke to Trent after the game and I said, he's quick to give the handball away. You know, sometimes take the big hanger and people do the turnover kick straight after or something like that. So
he couldn't mess it up, could he?
Quick handball off and he'll just take the accolades from the mark, I think.
Well, look, it really added to the excitement, particularly early in the final, first final. Senior final of 2014 in the SAS Security Final Series, and a massive crowd there. Your club obviously has a very, very big following, but down at Ross Street Reserve at Heatherton there, a great crowd and plenty of excitement around the start of the game. Yeah,
we've got the bus. The sports club has a bus and they've got the sheet up and get down there and write your name on if you want to come down on the bus. So yeah, we're lucky that we've got all those blokes, and they still get to the over 35s, the Cowboys as well. So we've got some local blokes who love it.
They drop you off at home on the way back?
I thought about going on the bus on the way home and just seeing what happens. I'm not sure what. I think it just goes back to the club. I think they all just keep going there.
Yeah, very good.
Tell us about the game. It was a really topsy-turvy sort of a game, particularly early. You got off, you started well. Sandown kept coming at you. How did you assess the performance of your boys?
Well, I didn't think it was great. I said to him before the game, we've had a lot of arm wrestlers with Sandown. We just haven't put them away earlier. We just end up in this tug of war all the time. And then we played them round 2 at the start of the year. Total different side. They were depleted. They were missing blokes, and they were just totally different. So I throw that one out. I don't even think about that one. But apart from that, the 2 last year when we played them, it was under a kick. We won by both games. And it's just always an arm wrestle. And I said we need to make sure we take our opportunities, and we just didn't. We didn't. They missed a few as well, but I just think when we had the opportunities in front of goal, we didn't take them, and that sort of kept them with the sniff, and they kept.
Well, there was one man who did take advantage of it in front of goal. Perhaps not his greatest game, but he booted 4, Trevor March, and he's got a great second and third effort. His intensity around the football's fantastic, and he's kicked 4 goals. Was the difference? You're only multiple goal kicker for the day.
I noticed that as well, because I did say that it's we're lucky in a way that we got so many avenues to goals with all the blokes down there. We were so reliant last year on Dolts, and that was the only goal kicker we had really. And now we've got a few others popping up. But then when you have a look at it, Marchie was the only multiple scorer there. Maybe we haven't got that many avenues.
Well, what about next week? Of course, we've got the Mount Waverley boys there, the Mountain Lions, but you've lost to them both times this year. Both occasions they were pretty good games, weren't they though?
Yeah, they were. Like the first time we were 5 up going into the last, and there was a bit of a bruise, but I'll blame myself for it. I think we didn't give the big fella enough respect and just left it too much space for him. I think if we closed it.
Well, speaking of the big fella,
Yes.
that's Goffey, of course.
Yes, James
he's
Goff.
on 98 goals and 2 more to get the 100. I don't know if you're aware of that. But,
I wasn't, but yeah.
A second semi-final, the 1 versus 2, and he needs 2 for the ton. I'm sure there's a lot of excitement about that. He's had a couple of weeks to think about it too, by the way.
Yeah,
so.
we'll let him get him out of the way early, then we'll concentrate on the game after that.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Yeah,
Very good.
But I'm sure all his mates behind the goals will be keen to jump on and run out and give him a hug.
And your big weapon, obviously, your midfield. And we saw on Saturday, and we called the game Hammers, that Moritz, an absolute Rolls Royce in the middle there. He never panics in traffic. He uses the ball well every time. And he's got plenty of good players around him. Is that your secret
Lalo
weapon?
was fantastic as well.
He was
wasn't
too,
he?
yeah.
I suppose it is. I mean, we've got so many blokes we can put through there this year, where last year we were a bit, only had a handful that I sort of trusted in there at the one time where, it's good to have both of them, and you've still got Nigel Scott, the old boy, taking control when he has to go in there. So, yeah, but he's had a real good year, Moritz.
Is he a bit of an on-field coach for you?
Nigel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that. Because I'm not in the midfield, like years ago I used to be ruck and that, but those days are gone. But so I'm not really involved now with the midfield. So I leave it up to him, and yeah, he sort of takes control of that, which is good.
All right, Andy. Well, thanks for joining us today on SFLTV, and congratulations on the win the qualifying final. I guess the campaign's really only just started from your point of view.
That's right.
And the big second semi this weekend, there should be a massive crowd down there at Heatherton. If you're in the area, make sure you pop in and take a look at it. Good luck to Carrum-Patterson Lakes for the remainder of the SAS Security Final Series for 2014, and for whatever takes place in the years to come. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, let's take a look at what took place on the Sunday at Heatherton in Division 3, the elimination final between Lyndale and Blackrock. All right, and in keeping with our theme in the Division 3 final series, the elimination final was contested last Sunday at Ross Street Reserve in Heatherton, and it was Lyndale 12-12-84, victorious over Blackrock 10-10-70. And joining Hammers and I at the desk this week is Lyndale President Ed McLean. Ed, welcome to the desk.
Oh, thanks, Hammers. Thanks, Wiz. Real good to be here.
And a great win too for the Pumas. Your first final of any kind since 2004?
Yep, certainly was. The last time we played finals was in Division 2, 2004. Been a long time coming. Very hard, day yesterday, in particular, because nerves. I was on edge all day. It's been a long road back from where we've come from, and just to get the 4 points, not the 4 points, just get the win.
That's right.
And
to go anymore,
and to go on again next week is fantastic. So. Yeah.
Take us back to the game. It was a really tightly contested game. You got away well, and the Rockers just kept coming at you all day, didn't they? And
yeah, certainly did. Look, we played them, say, round 8 at Blackrock, and we gave up a huge lead very early. They got the jump on us, and then it was a real focus for Beanie and the rest of the guys in our senior squad to really get off to a good start, and they did that. And to our credit, we got ourselves a good 3 or 4 goals in front. But Blackrock managed to sort of get a couple of goals there in the first quarter and kept it nice and tight, but we were able to keep that 2 goals in front for the majority of the day. So.
And they came for you early in the last quarter too, when the game, do or die finals in the balance. They kicked the first 2 goals of the last quarter, had a couple of shots and they missed. You would have been. I know you wear your heart on your sleeve too.
Oh,
Ed, around these games, you would have been pretty nervous.
I was pretty nervous for the 4 quarters, but the last quarter certainly was. It was pretty nerve-wracking. Tommy Dewar, he certainly turned it on in that last quarter. He just started marking everything. It was very hard. Our guys, they battled it out. There was a few guys suffering from a little bit of cramp, a couple of poor choices, especially in the kickouts.
Just under pressure.
In the last 5 minutes, and that really gave Blackrock a sniff, and they really fought it out. And they have to be commended. For most of the year, they were in the top 3 to 4, and only circumstances and a few injuries stopped them.
Sorry, you said you were very nervous, obviously, in the lead up to the game. What about the players and, of course, the coach, Rodney?
The players were pretty excited, actually, and it had a lot. they were a bit of nervous energy, and they entered the rooms and saw the home rooms there at Heatherton, and they've got a bit excited about that. They're pretty top-notch stuff.
They are very good, aren't they?
Their umpires' room's bigger than, say, some, Div 3 away rooms.
Complete club rooms.
It's amazing. But no, our guys were really looking forward to the contest. We haven't built it up too much, obviously. We haven't been sitting there for weeks saying this is our first final series in quite a number of years. But a few of the players know a bit of the history of the club, and we're really excited to sort of get out there and get on the front foot. So it was good to do that.
Excellent. Well, a great season so far from the Pumas, and not over yet. Of
Well, I
course.
was going to say, what about next week?
Next week's probably Sunday was the biggest game for the year, but this Sunday's comes around again, and it's probably no bigger rivalry in Division 3 than Lyndale and Sandown.
Yes.
It's a very fierce competition between the two clubs. Always has been, always will be. And for the two teams to get together on Sunday is going to be fantastic. So
I tell you, I'd be very happy about it too. The boys down at the Tunnard land would be pretty happy, because I reckon there'll be a bumping crowd there as well on Sunday.
Well, look, we're also there on Saturday. Our reserves are playing in the second semi-final, taking on Carrum-Patterson Lakes. So, there'll be plenty of Lyndale people there all weekend. So, it's real good.
All right, well, we're very, very excited about it, Ed, and I really appreciate you giving us your time tonight on SFL TV.
No problem.
Good luck in this coming weekend in the first semi-final against Sandown, and for the rest of the season, come what may. Terrific to see Lyndale there, so thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thank you very much. Thanks, Wiz.
All right, we'll be right back with some more SFL TV after this very, very short break. Welcome back to SFL TV. Now it's time to talk about the real action in the SAS Security Final Series. Division 1 and Division 2 kick off this weekend. And firstly, in Division 1 at Springvale Reserve, the qualifying final on Saturday between St Paul's, East Bentley and East Brighton Football Club. And this promises to be a ripper. Of course, the Doggies with Luke James in a bit of form now. And Dean Williamson, the Kingsley Ellis medalist from last year for East Brighton, hitting his straps as well. What do you think?
Lukey James, we always love watching him play. Coming off a nice little bag again, was outstanding in the grand final last year, if we can all go back to that time. But we love watching him. Of course, one of your favourites, Dean Williamson.
Dean, terrific footballer, and last
wonderful.
Year's Kingsley Ellis medalist, and just hitting his form as well late in the season, having missed a few games earlier in the year. So a lot of talent in both lineups, and this should be an excellent game out at Springvale. Now on Sunday,
of course,
at Springvale.
Yes, don't forget, it is a massive weekend out here at Springvale. The elimination final on Sunday, we've got the Cheltenham Rosellas, whose form has been a little bit up and down to say the very least. Of course, up against the young fight of the Chelsea Heights boys, and they have been, a lot of people wrote Chelsea Heights off this year and didn't expect them to play finals. They have been, for me, one of the great stories of
I
Division
agree. I think Ben Lockwood has done a terrific job with a very young group, and of course, is this the game where young Erish can finally make his mark on the SFL and have a big impact in a big final like this one could be? And we know he's a very talented young man, and he's got plenty of other talented young footballers around him. But what about the Rosellas?
Well, the Rosellas have got they've got plenty of goal kicking power. We know that. They've got Chris Graham, of course, winning the goal kicking last year. They've got Nichols up there, who's been fantastic.
Very classy.
Also got Collins as well, so former Hawthorn listed player himself. So he's been in good form lately as well. So this promises to be an absolute cracking game on Sunday.
Do or die for Division 1. So, as I say, kicking off at Springvale Reserve this weekend. Now in Division 2, Hammers, of course, same thing. First week of the SAS Security Final Series. And on the Saturday at Jack Barker Oval in Cheltenham, it is Skye taking on Caulfield. And what a great thing it is for a club like Caulfield, who have been cellar dwellers the last couple of years, as we know, promoted from Division 3 a couple of years ago. Suddenly they find themselves in third position on the ladder. A terrific year, and they take on the Bombers in the qualifying final.
Well, where did they come from, the Bears? They just snuck up on everybody, didn't they?
Yeah,
Again, their form was a little bit...
They've been playing some terrific football this season.
Of late.
And not to be taken lightly.
Not to be taken lightly, but look at Skye. Skye in this one, of course. Lukey McGuinness, the stalwart down there,
Yeah.
coming off a bag of 12 against the Doggies only last weekend. So great stuff. Look forward to watching them as well.
Yeah, and that's the real challenge for the Bears, I think, stopping at least the supply to McGuinness and perhaps their key man up forward, Connell, that he can help them kick a winning score. But all will be revealed on Saturday afternoon out at Jack Barker Oval. And of course, on Sunday,
It is our game, Wiz.
Oh, yes.
This is all about us now.
This will be one live on Southern FM this weekend. The elimination final for Division 2 between Hampton and Hyatt.
So the Hammers, that's not me.
No, that's my
And
old
that's
mob.
your team.
Yes.
But yet Hyatt is my team with a young fella playing down
That's
there.
right.
So
Your son plays for them, the Doggies. So this should be a ripper, of course. Another do or die elimination final. And
Hyatt went down to Hampton both times this year.
yes.
But both times they were quite close. But love watching young Khalid Kandaki. He does his work.
He's very
Dave
fast.
Villado, we know he's got that left foot bomb when he can just pin the ears back and kick him from 55. But the Hammers, on the other hand,
well, I'll acknowledge there's probably one of the more potent forward lines in Division 2 with Warner, Bennett and Hanlon, if they can get them all on the park. And of course, they've got a strong young midfield getting them. And Justin Isaacs, of course, very experienced. It's a quality lineup, but they need to come to play.
Are you going to go the Hammers? I might go the Hyatt. We might have a James Bogues.
We might just have a little James Bogues on the
We're allowed
side
one.
there. Yeah, we're allowed to do that. Maybe after the show.
Of
Hammers.
course.
So that should be a beauty. Stay tuned. So get yourself out to Jack Barker Oval on Saturday and Sunday and watch some terrific finals football in the SAS Security 2014 SFL Finals Series. All right, we're going to be back after this very short break. Welcome back. This is SFLTV, and now it's time for a new segment, Hammers. It's the Under-19 Handball competition.
Ooh.
And I know you're not very happy with the target, but
Mate, I have had a look at this target. First of all, I don't know where did you get this thing from?
Oh, we just
I
found
think
it.
you pinched it out of a kindergarten or something.
no, it'll do, but the boys have still got to hit it to win, and there's some good prizes
Can
on
they
offer.
fit the ball through the hot dot?
No, well, let's have a look and see if they can fit it through. This is the, let's go to the handball now and get started. Okay, the first match of the SFL Under-19 handball competition today will be between Shaun Cusack and Nathan McConville. Nathan from Skye, Shaun from Cheltenham Football Clubs. Boys, a toss of the coin. You can call Nathan.
Heads.
And heads it is. You're leading. All right. Nathan, you've been playing for Skye all of this year, Under-19s all year?
Yep.
A lot of McConvilles playing at Skye this year. You're just one of them. They're cousins, the other boys, are they?
Nah, they're brothers. I'm the cousin.
Oh, you're the cousin. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully you've got all the handball genes in the McConville family.
Yeah.
It's up to you. We'll get started. 3 with the right and 3 with the left.
Yep.
3. 10. Nice work. That's 13. Oh, we'll call that a 3. All right, up there. So he's on 16. Shaun, I'll get you to go in there with your right hand first. I'm good to go. All right, so currently he's on 16. Off you go. 5. 3. That's 8. 10. That's 18. So 18 plays 16. All right, Nathan, it's up to you, pal. All right, with your other hand. 5. Oh, we'll call that a donut. That's a 0. That's the 5 so far. And 3. That makes a total of 24. All right, Nathan, in you come there, Mr. Cusack. This is your chance to score 24 to beat to go through to the finals. 3. Makes him 21. 5. 26. And 5, 31. He's made it, Shaun. Well done. Just go over here. Congratulations. We'll see you later on in the finals. Bad luck, Nathan. All right, and we'll see you with more Under-19 handball comp in next week's episode. Well, that's the handball comp for this week. Heat 1 done and dusted, and a good win for young Cusack from Cheltenham.
Oh, yeah, McConville was a little bit unlucky, though, I thought. But
Well, yeah, it could have been, but and there'll be... keep watching
thanks
SFL.
to the boys, too, coming down all the way from Skye.
Oh,
so
yes,
great
it's
effort.
a long trip for a handball competition, but the under-19 handball competition will have a different heat on in every episode of SFL TV during the final series, and some great prizes on offer there for the boys. So now, let's get to just a reminder of all of the games coming up in the SAS Security Final Series for 2014 for this week. Qualifying final, elimination finals for Division 1 at Springvale Reserve on Saturday and Sunday.
And of course, on Saturday and Sunday, you can go to Jack Barker. We've got Skye v Caulfield, Hampton versus Hyde on the Sunday.
Correct. And don't forget at Ross Street Reserve for the Division 3 semi-finals. Things getting very interesting in Division 3 already. The major semi, the second semi-final between Mount Waverley and Carrum-Patterson Lakes, as we mentioned earlier in the show.
And if you can't make it, Wiz, you can always jump on your SFL Live app and just log on there. You can either get the scores, you can even tune in and have a little listen if you want to.
Very good. It's an easy one to get. Just register and download it to your phone, and away you go. You can pick up the Southern FM commentary and get live scores anywhere in the world with your mobile phone. So that's worth doing. All right, now there's a couple of promotions going on Southern Footyland during the SAS Security Finals series, and in particular the James Bogues Draft Sprint in Division 1 and the longest kick competition in Division 2. So the information there at the Division 1 Grand Final at Springvale Reserve. There's the Grand Final Sprint as we ran last year, and the prize
it was a beauty
fantastic,
last year. I reckon it's got even better. $750 to the winning player, and then $250 to his club as well. So $1,000 all up.
Awesome. For 100 metres.
For 100 metres. And if you don't want to run 100 metres, just kick it 100 metres, go down to Cheltenham.
Well, that's it. So at the Jack Barker Oval for the Division 2 final or Grand Final, there'll be the James Bogues Draft longest kick competition, and the longest kick will be awarded $750, which is amazing for one kick.
One kick.
And $250 to his club. And so plenty of prizes on offer and worth getting down to take a look. Make sure you register on the SFL website for either of those competitions. Be a part of it so you can be a winner on Grand Final Day as well. All right, that's all we've got time for in this week's version of SFL TV. We hope you enjoyed the show. We really hope you go out and enjoy this week's exciting finals matches in the SAS Security
and the
Final
spring
Series.
will be here too, don't worry.
Oh yeah, the weather's been terrific.
It's going to be magnificent.
Looking forward to seeing some fantastic footy played. All right, that's all that we've got time for this week's episode of SFL TV. But we'll see you again next week. Bye for now.